Aloha! In this video, we're going to show you how to play Heroes of Tersia, which is a lightweight game for 2 to 5 players that uses cards and dice and damage counters in a fantasy setting. It involves some RPG elements such as inventory management, dice-based combat, and progression, but in a non-intimidating manner. Players are one of the heroes of Tersia who must defeat monsters to gain treasure that will ultimately allow them to defeat Shade. Another way people can win is if they equip all 3 pieces of the dragon armor. Let's get started. There are 4 types of cards which are used to represent the heroes, the monsters that the heroes fight, and it shows their attributes there, the treasure that's guarded by those monsters. You can equip that treasure if you can defeat the monster. It makes your hero stronger, and the actions that the heroes can perform. Dice are used to resolve combat, and damage counters are used. To start, each player picks a hero card, and that hero card represents their location on the table, or if they're recuperating, if they're off the table. All heroes have a base attack and defense of 2d6, so which is basically 2 dice, and that can be increased by equipping treasure. And some heroes have unique bonuses and abilities. The heroes must defend the land of Tersia from the monsters who are invading. Monster cards show their attributes, their attack, defense, health, and loot. If a card says Death Blow on it, then the hero that killed the monster receives a benefit. There are also elites who are tough but very rewarding. We'll get to those in a minute. Each monster is guarding some treasure which can be equipped by heroes at the start of their turn. After equipping, the treasure will augment one of your slots. You can only equip one type of treasure in a given slot. There are also set bonuses for equipping 2, 3, or 4 pieces with a matching symbol in the upper left hand corner. And each of the weapons also have elements, and we'll get to elements in a little bit. Finally, action cards are the feats or spells that heroes can perform. They are powerful but can't be used all the time. A hero's magic attribute can also augment the power of some actions. To set up, roll dice to see who goes first. Each player selects a hero. Then, deal 2 action cards to each player, and after that, place 4 treasure cards on the board. Place them far apart from each other, because what's going to happen next is you will place 1 non-elite monster, I said non-elite, monster on each treasure. Place the monster card a little bit to the side so you can see the stats of the treasure. The stats of that treasure augment that monster. Finally, the end boss Shade is on the side. Put that elite card away. Players can engage him whenever they feel ready. And that's it. You're ready to go. There's Shade. Each player's turn is made up of 3 phases: recharge and equip, engage or retreat, and finally attack and retaliate. In other words, get ready to attack, move to attack, and then attack. So first thing you do is recharge your action cards by rolling 2 dice. Each action card has a number in the upper right hand corner. If the dice you roll are higher than that number, take that card and put it back in your hand so you can play at any time during your turn. Next, equip any treasure cards that you may have in your hand by placing them in front of you. Remember, you cannot equip more than 1 treasure in any given slot. You don't have 2 heads. After this, you must discard equipment cards until you have no more than 2 in your hand. Now, you can stay where you're at, or move to fight a monster, or retreat off the playing field. Moving next to a monster puts you in combat with that monster. If you retreat, end your turn and remove all damage cards from your hero, but don't recharge your action cards. Combat works like this. Attack minus defense equals the number of damage counters received by the target. As we look at the card, the stats going down are attack, defense, health, and there's loot, which isn't on the hero cards, and magic. Remember that heroes have a base 2d6 attack and defense not shown on their cards. In this case, Marina rolls a 9, plus 1, plus 1, plus 2 equals 13 against the Rave Rider's defense of 10. 8 plus 2 is 10. So 13 minus 10 is 3, and the Wave Rider will get 3 damage counters. Once I stack them, there we go. Alright. Now the Wave Rider is still alive. 3 is less than the amount of health that the Wave Rider has. So the Wave Rider will retaliate. He's got a base attack of 9. Marina rolls a 10, plus 1, plus 1, plus 3 equals 15, which is more than 9, so Marina takes no damage. Let's say hypothetically that the Wave Rider died. When a monster dies, the hero that defeated the monster gets the treasure card that's directly below that monster. They also get the benefit of any death blow that's on the monster card if there is one. So in this case, Marina would take one equipment card from another hero. Then each player that's in combat with the monster rolls 2 dice, add that to the monster's loot number, and for every 5 points, take 1 treasure card. So in this case, we have 14, so we'll take 2 treasure cards, and for every 10 points, take 1 action card. Then, remove the monster from the table, remove the heroes from the table, and place a new treasure and monster card in that spot. Unless there's an elite on the table, which there is. Elites stop the generation of monsters, so that forces you to defeat the elite at some point. If the player dies to a monster, they discard 1 treasure card from their hand or one that's already equipped, their choice. However, if a player dies to another player, that player gets to choose 1 treasure card to take from the dying player. Either way, the dying hero is removed from the board and must sit out 1 entire turn. When they come back, all of their action cards are recharged and all damage counters are removed. In the land of Tersia, there are 5 elements: earth, water, fire, metal, and wood. And certain elements get a bonus effect when attacking another element. The monster's element is shown as an icon in the middle of the card, and the color of the monster will also indicate its element. The equipment cards, the weapons, will also remind you that there's a bonus. If you look on the non-weapon equipment cards, there's a set indicator in the upper left hand of the corner. Your hero can receive a bonus if you equip 2, 3, or 4 of them. Refer to the reference card to see what those bonuses are. And that's it. Players take turns killing monsters or each other, acquiring treasure to equip, and get stronger until they're ready to tackle Shade. He's the end boss. When Shade retaliates, play the top action card for him. Whoever defeats Shade or equips the 3 pieces of the dragon armor wins the game. Have fun being a hero in the land of Tersia.